series. Today is the opening, but we are here until Friday. So we have another 3 days, to talk to the microfinance institution, to the banks. Yeah. So the plan is to engage with all the financial institutions. And this is the reason why we are here in Dar es Salaam, to start the discussion and then present the product to see if they have like any appetite to go to those women businesses.
There is a reason why there is first a focus on the likes of the financial institutions that we've talked about, because these are the financial institutions that have the capacity to accompany small and medium-sized enterprises. At the micro level, we're having a different approach from the African development standpoint because a lot of those women are actually in the informal sector. So for us to be able to get them to reach scale and access these types of funding, we need them to come out of the informal sector and they need to be accompanied through that process. So through AFAWA, we're also starting programs that are geared to helping women transition from the informal to the formal. And in that process, also make sure that they can graduate from the microfinance sector, because we know that women some way, somehow have been stuck at microfinance level and are not moving over that. The processes are different from microfinance to commercial banking, but we need women now to move if we're going to reach the numbers that we're talking about. The transition from the informality to the formality, we're starting to do rapid assessments. We call them rapid assessments because we're looking for very specific targets. We can't address everyone within the informal sector. So those women that have the capacity to move, to grow, they're of a certain size, but some way, somehow, remain in the informality are the ones that we want to transition. In addition to that, it's about working with both the private sector and policymakers in order to make sure, first of all, that the rules and the regulations enable them to transition. And that would require looking at, the registration process, the taxation process, and customizing perhaps those things to the realities of these women so that they can now access and enter. Similarly, through the programs that we're putting on via financial institutions, we enable them basically to customize the products, the programs, the services that they offer to women based on the different segments where they're at. So it's a process.